What's good, listeners? I'm Chris Collins, your host of The Chris Collins Show.
And I'm Marissa Pitts, his trusty sidekick.
And we're excited because we're going to be showcasing our featured strike accord artist, Soarin, for the first annual Music Storm.
And you can enjoy all our featured guests by going to thechriscollinsshow.com and click on the strike accord tab.
That's right, Marissa. It's time to rock and roll. So we got Soarin here in the studio.
Hi.
Hey, let's get you right here. We're gonna slide you
Hold
on
on.
in.
I'm gonna find you, Soarin. You are here. There you are.
Yeah, so we
There
wanted to
you
play a little
are.
snippet because I know that you got brand new music that you've been working on right now.
I do.
Oh, let's turn your mic on
Oh,
real
that
quick.
might help. Sorry, 4 things at once on my head.
Okay, yeah. So let's premiere a little snippet of Justin Delgado's music, aka Soarin. I gotta say, it's just so relaxing compared to like the last track you premiered like a year ago, which is incredible. I mean, to all the listeners out there listening, Soarin actually came in on the studio last year as My Calvin Music.
Yes.
And my number one question is, now that I finally got you back in the studio, what happened to Calvin?
So Calvin, I guess he's gone now.
Okay.
He's moved
He's been
on.
retired.
Yes, he has. He's in the next form of evolution, which is Soarin. So for me, Calvin was a name I came up with in high school. I was like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I don't want to go by Justin. There's Justin Bieber. There's Justin Timberlake.
There's a lot of Justins.
I'll just say Calvin. I like that name.
Yeah.
But, you know, growing older, I was like, I don't associate Calvin with anything that I care about enough to, like, have my career be that. So I was like, I don't know what I want my permanent band name to be, if I'm going to join a band, if I'm going to stay a solo artist. But I figured Soarin is at least something, if I'm going to have a name, I want it to be something that I've chosen for a reason. And it's close enough to Justin, it's close enough to Calvin for it to be a transition, but it means so much more to me.
Yeah, when I think
I like
of Calvin, I'm thinking it's like, you know, you put Calvin underneath the staircase like Harry Potter, and you kind of stored him away.
Yes.
And what is this, like, even when you explain Soarin, what does that mean to you? Because when I first heard it, I was like, I'm not sure where the angle that you're going with this.
Yeah, it's just the feeling that Soarin evokes. I just picture total freedom. That's something that I really strive for. It's like my artistic goal, actually, is to be free, to be able to create music limitlessly. So there's no
Wow.
cap on the quality, there's no cap on what I'm able to create, how much I'm able to create. And so Soarin, it's like, that's my goal for myself, I guess, to be able to, if I want a fully produced track, fully mixed, fully mastered, and I want it to be how I want it to be and sound how I want it to sound, that's me, like, soaring with my music.
And you look like a Soarin. So listeners, this is the first time I've actually met Justin, aka Soarin.
Yes.
That's right.
And you your name. That name fits you
Cool.
a lot, and I like it.
Cool.
No,
Good-
I think it's
good
cool because
match.
it's
Thank
so
you.
true, because when you listen to Soarin's music, I mean, your genre is limitless. I think that really is the
Wow.
title that I would go for with you, because I can't even define you.
Thank you.
That's really what it is, and you really are kind of like this free bird, and I think that kind of nature is so exciting, especially with all the implements. And the one biggest thing that I've been super crazy about you all over your Instagram, you've been doing this crazy digital drum pad, and you've been going out on the streets in like LA,
Yes.
Long Beach. Can you explain a little bit more about what that's all about?
Yeah, a launch pad is like the funnest instrument ever created.
So it's a launch pad.
It's a launch pad.
Okay.
It has a few different names, actually.
Okay.
The one that I play, like, its brand name is the Novation launch pad. And so it's 64 pads. You can assign a sample to each pad. So if you want, in the bottom left, you could have the drums. In the top, you could have the bass. The right, you could have the vocals. And you could literally play an entire song at your fingertips.
Wow.
I mean, that's such a trip, because, you know, you do something so special like that with MIDI instrumentals, and I know the band that's going to be coming on in the last 10 minutes of the show, Stations, they don't use any drum beats either. I mean, no real drums. It's all digitally formed. I mean, how exciting is that? I mean, I think it's really cool that young cats like you and everybody else can, like, innovate and actually bring that kind of live studio feel into your home.
Yeah, it's so true. And it just makes it more of an arms race, actually. When you listen to 80s music and you look at how simple the production is, there's drums, there's bass, there's a synth, there's vocals. It's like, whoa, right now I could make a hit in the 80s, but when you look at a hit today, there's like 50 things going on. Know how to create. And it's because production has evolved so much that it's like you have so much available to you, but at the same time, you have to be so much better now because of that.
That is so true. And you know what? And Delgado, where can they find you? Like,
wait, just so you know, I had hit my sound button a little early, so you still got some time. I found a good sound button.
Oh, good.
She's just teasing us. Well, we did get nuked by a storm just now. I mean, look at Marissa over here. She wanted to see if we were alert this morning.
I know. So continue, Justin.
No, but I know that you got some exciting projects coming up. I hear there's a new video in the works coming.
There is a music video. Yes.
Okay.
It's like my first. Yeah, there we go. It's my first like new single in a while. I produced 4 albums last year, actually, in 2018.
What?
Yeah, 4 albums.
Yeah, you really are living in 1969.
Yeah.
Who does that nowadays?
4 albums?
Solo produced, solo performed,
Wow.
solo written. I actually wrote 3 of those albums and produced them in 1 month. It was like a challenge that I did for myself to
Really?
see. Yeah, if I could produce a song 1 a day for a month. And I actually succeeded, and I got walking pneumonia by the end of that month. Wow. I was in the hospital because...
That's not good.
Yeah, it was very not good. So as you see this year, I'm pacing myself. So this is my first legitimate single. I've done some projects with friends and things like that, but my first full-on single is going to be right now in the summertime.
Have you and Lili Joy gotten in contact yet? Because I want to hear
so
that
funny.
debut.
We have, actually, yes. We've Instagram messaged. But it's so hard to collaborate in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So many people are doing so many things. And I know it's going to happen. There's probably like 10 collabs that are going to happen sometime in the future.
Just don't get pneumonia from that, please.
I will rest.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, please rest.
Please rest.
God took a day off, you do too.
But I think that's cool. But like, since your genre is so limitless, like, what can the listeners expect from this new music that's going to be coming out under the name of Soarin'?
Wow. Well, limitless genre is something that I find a fantastic compliment because I love bands like Coldplay where like it's a little bit hard to describe their music, their sound, their genre, but they just make good songs. When they come out with a song, doesn't matter if it's electronic or acoustic, it's like, whoa, I want to listen to this over and over again. So that's really what I strive for, is that catchiness, is to create something that's universal, that any age will like it, any genre fan will like it.
And I think that's such a good point because you do a mix of an element with acoustic and digital, and I gotta recommend everybody to go follow you on your social media and tell the listeners, where can they find your music?
Yeah, so you can find me anywhere. Instagram, it's Soarin Music. Soaring without the G, no hyphens, just Soarin Music. SoundCloud, it's Soarin Music. YouTube, unfortunately, is YouTube/C/Soarin.
Dang,
They added a
YouTube.
/C to all their channels.
Well, this is great, and this is so exciting. And Soarin, thank you so much for coming in the studio. And
You're
I know
wonderful.
you got something that's coming up
Yes.
next, right?
What's good, listeners? This is Soarin. You're listening to the Chris Collins Show. Stay tuned because Miss Princess is up next live in the studio.
What's good? I'm Chris Collins. For more updates on the future of our generation, be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out thechriscollinsshow.com. Peace.